When you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. Note, if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit and water. I'm trying to look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has done. Hallelujah.
This man right here is Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin was one of the most evil men in the history of the earth. He was responsible for the death of over 18 million people in forced labor camps, or what they would call concentrated camps. Joseph Stalin was more wicked than Adolf Hitler. Okay, this man was what you would call a totalitarian. Okay, slowly but surely, he seized control over the USSR, the Soviet Union, okay, the Soviet Republic. Historically, they will tell you that this man was a Russian, but that's just another way of Esau concealing his identity. Okay, he was an Edomite. All right, but again, God scattered the languages, but that's a whole nother story. You may be wondering, what does Joseph Stalin have to do with Marvin Sapp? Okay, of course, I'm sure many of you have heard that Marvin Sapp closed the church doors, or he ordered the ushers to close the church doors so that the members in the congregation could give him $40,000. Now, a lot of people are focusing on what Marvin Sapp did, but they're not looking at the undertones, the suggestions, okay, the subliminal messages. Nearly 8 years ago, remember, Joel Osteen closed the doors to his Houston church during Hurricane Harvey. Okay, so if you see what's taking place here, Marvin Sapp closed the doors so that the people could stay in. Joel Osteen closed the church doors so that people couldn't get in. Again, and these are stories that went viral. Of course, because of the name recognition, because of who Joel Osteen is and who Marvin Sapp is, but they're using these guys to set people up for the FEMA camps, the concentration camps. Okay, it's a CIA psyop. All right. They're Luciferians, so their doctrine is to never let a crisis go to waste. Now, this whole Marvin Sapp ordeal was less serious than the Hurricane Harvey situation, but again, any opportunity that they get, they're going to see how the people respond to it. Okay, are the people obedient to Marvin Sapp when he say he's going to close the church doors? Okay, and obviously the people, like stupid sheep, they stayed there. All right. So they know when SHTF, it's going to be real easy to get these people to go into the concentration camps. There'll be no resistance, or there'll be less resistance because they'll use the false prophets to convince these people to go into the concentration camps. Marvin Sapp was running some type of CIA psyop. Okay. They was using the members as test dummies, pretty much, for what they intend to do in the future. Because if you look at this photo here, you see Joseph Stalin, who was a proven totalitarian. He has his hand in his pocket, which is a Masonic gesture to have the right hand inside the coat pocket or the breast jacket. Okay, Marvin Sapp is doing the same thing. He has a hat on his head, letting you know he has an authority over him. Okay, he's just a part of the Masonic order, the same with Joseph Stalin. Okay, although he was a totalitarian in the worldscape of things, he was just a puppet. But he's letting you know he's just a puppet by putting his hand in his breast jacket. That's a Masonic subliminal message. Okay, that's the way they convey communication to one another, one of their own. Okay, their higher ups. And you may be wondering, well, what does this have to do with anything? Why is Marvin Sapp doing this? Well, I did a video a few years ago about Bill Winston and how Bill Winston here in Chicago, Illinois, Bill Winston is the owner of the Living Word Christian Center. Okay, and Bill Winston is also a military man. These people are not who they convey themselves to be. What's the whole point of all of this? Why did they do this? Why did they run this psyop on these test dummies? Okay, talking about the members of the church. The reason why they did it is to show you what they're going to bring forth in the future. So you, the viewer, I want you to ask yourself, what's the point of all of these mega churches? How will these mega churches be used in the foreseeable future? Now, there are many channels that have talked about FEMA camps, which is another word for concentration camps. All right. But because it's a government entity, they convey it as though that's a good thing for there to be a such thing as a FEMA camp. Okay. Where people can go for food, clothing, and shelter. But a lot of people don't understand what's written in the Constitution. Okay. There's something called eminent domain. That means when the grid collapses, your houses will become a safe haven for U.S. soldiers and maybe even foreign soldiers, okay, depending on how this all goes down. See, people, listen, we're living in a matriarchal matrix, all right? Marvin Sapp is a part of the Masonic Brotherhood, and they made sure that that video went viral to see how people would respond to it. Okay, first they wanted to see how the people in the church would respond to it, and they took the people who responded to it just by watching the video. They just took that as a grain of salt, okay, because they know When SHTF, when the stuff hits the fan, most people are going to cave in and they're going to give up their rights. Okay, their human rights. Okay, and the scriptures talk about this. I've talked about this many times on this channel. In the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17, it says, in 1 hour, all of their riches came to nothing. But see, people are so selfish and they're just so brain dead. All right. Most people are just brain dead. And this is not me speaking an insult. The scriptures say that there's a spirit of stupor and that God himself gave them over to strong delusion. All right. So Joseph Stalin putting his hand in his pocket, when they do things like this, are they producing another Joseph Stalin? No, you may never see another Joseph Stalin on that mass level. Okay, because the devil doesn't give easy answers. And if he just gave you a totalitarian, that's an easy answer because men die. Joseph Stalin only lived to be 73 years old. So if the system, though, is the new Joseph Stalin, okay, the systemic oppression where the evildoers, the cohorts who run the banks and who make sure that the people are in a slavery system that's invisible to them, that they will never understand until the stuff really hits the fan and then the whole US economy collapses. Those are the real Joseph Stalins. Those are bigger monsters than Joseph Stalin could have ever been. You understand? See, most people expect the devil to just come out and just give them easy answers. That's not how this works. Okay. So Marvin Sapp didn't need the $40,000. That's what people are missing. Okay. Some people were talking about how they should have called the police on him. Look, the Brotherhood, the Masonic Order, they're a part of the police as well. You know, the whole thing was organized. All right. So the point that I'm making is that when SHTF hits, these concentration camps are going to reemerge. All right. And there's not going to be any land that you could flee to, anything like that. You're going to need the help of the Most High. Okay. You're going to need to pray to him and pray that he keeps you, as the scriptures state. All right. I'm not going to go too deep into this, because these days I got to tend to people's attention span. Okay. People don't endure the word like they should. And this is the problem, because those people that sat there and watched Marvin Sapp do that, what they're doing is giving their agreement by aiding and abetting false prophets. Okay. You give your money to false prophets. Then when somebody like myself teach you the truth, you start to fall asleep. All right. So that's why I got to cut this video short, because some of you in the comments were way off. Okay. My last video, and I'm talking about one thing and your attention is redirected to something else. Then you just missed the whole daggone point. Okay. By having a short attention span, listen to what I'm telling you. Marvin Sapp, that was a CIA psyop for what they planned in the foreseeable future with the FEMA camps, the concentration camps. Joseph Stalin is a man who once ran a concentration camp. Okay. And he killed millions of people. Over 18 million people died. Okay. They died from forced labor. All right. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to point that out. That's what I discerned from the whole Marvin Sapp situation. All right. But let me know your thoughts in the comments and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.